getting a little messy. Checking if the teeth are still aligned properly. In this case, misaligned. They're not supposed to be aligned at all. And it's good. Still sharp. Who needs a gym, huh? There we go. Done. Jank. Look at this big chunk. Can signal my wife to come for dinner. So the idea was to use this log for firewood, but I need to build a table. There's a very pronounced and deep crack right here in the middle. I'm gonna try and split this log. Like that, I have a table. Heavy, heavy, heavy guy. I'm gonna put all the way in. Another one here. These wedges are made of birch. Can you hear cracking? I don't know if you can hear it, but it just started raining again. In the middle of me splitting a log. As you can see, the soil here where I want to make my fire pit, this is moss. since I'm planning to make a fire pit here that I'm going to be using for a couple of days a week, I don't think this is going to work because there's too many roots and moss underneath, and I need mineral soil, just like sand or just pure dirt, not this. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of digging a pit here, my idea was to go down to the creek and get some sand and basically, you know, make the soil like a little beach full of sand and clay. But I think it's not worth the risk, because the sand can heat up anyway, and this can ignite all these little tiny moss roots. So what I'm gonna use is this Morica pan as my fire pit or fire bowl, and when the winter comes and this is ice and snow, then I can make the fire directly on the floor without a problem. But it'll be stupid to do it like that now, because right now it's wet and humid. But if I keep making a fire here every day, everything is going to dry out, and then this could, you know, the fire could catch underneath the root system and smolder for months. It's just not worth it. Usually you're supposed to cook on this, but it, you know, it works as a fire bowl also. Why not? It's getting dark about 3 or 4 p.m. now at this time of the year, and if you stay day and night inside the tipi, you can go a little insane. So that's why I'm building the kitchen outside, so I can hang out outside as much as possible. Just trying to measure the height of my cooking apparatus. There. This is sisal. I bought a huge roll for this adventure. I'm not gonna get all fancy pants with this. I like to fold my lashing string on my hand before I lash things, so it doesn't dance around in the ground while I'm lashing, which is kind of annoying. You trip on it and it gets stuck on things. Well, I have to take a break. It's raining again. Well, it's coming together. Rain keeps dropping on my head. Actually, it doesn't. Here we don't waste any opportunities. I got this stainless steel, 2 buckets actually, so I can boil water in it and wash my clothes. It's like milking a cow. Oh. Just gotta make sure that you put the bucket where the water falls. There you go. Tipi adventures. It's getting pretty insane here. For those of you that asked me if the tipi is waterproof, can you see it's completely waterproof. I can't say enough good things about this tipi so far. It's a fantastic product. Absolutely amazing. It has stood for 3 weeks of rain every day and high strong winds. It hasn't moved an inch. Can you see all the water beating up there? It works like a charm. It's completely dry inside. And I mean bone dry. Since the floor where I camped is moss, well, it was straw on top when I arrived, but you know, the inner soil, as you can see here, it's pretty much moss, so it acts like a sponge. So all the water that drips from the tipi goes straight into the soil, and I can show you later on how dry the soil inside is. The good thing about having 3 weeks worth of rain is that I haven't had to boil water for 3 weeks. I can just drink straight out of this. Nothing like fresh rainwater. It's a heaven sent. More rain! When will it stop? It's a flood. Well, at least I got my anorak. It just doesn't stop. And, you know, it's possible to build things in the rain. Keep building a camp and paint and whatever. But it's pretty miserable. Come on, give me some snow. Snow, 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 snow. Where are you? I think I'm losing it. 6 liters of water in this bucket in 1 hour. Not bad. Crazy. I feel like I'm in a sailing boat in a storm. Madness. There's hope. The wind is blowing this way. You can see the horizon. It's getting a little lighter, which means the rain clouds are going to go away for a while. What I find it weird is usually in November we have frost. We don't have much rain. It's more like freezing temperatures, you know, hail, and sometimes rain, but not 3 weeks in a row. That's just insane. So is this the global weather problem? I don't know. Maybe, or maybe it's just the way it is. Cycles, I guess. And when I say that it has been raining, I don't mean light rain. I mean like someone opened a tap up there and it's just been pouring down like a waterfall. I would like to get my projects finished, like my kitchen. So thinking about building a solid roof above me, because I don't think this thing's gonna hold for that long. But you know, kudos to DD Hammocks. Your product is fantastic, man. No leaks. And if this lasts the whole season, the 2 seasons that I'm staying here, I mean, how can you beat that? That's the best review you can get, right? Man, it would be so nice just to get like 2 or 3 days without rain. But anyway, I'm not complaining at all. I'm having a blast. This is what I wanted. You know, no matter how many books you read about painting, if you don't paint, if you don't actually do it, grab the paint brushes and the canvas and do it, you're never going to learn. And it's the same with bushcraft. You know, you can sit on your couch or in your armchair and just watch videos on YouTube and read books about it. But eventually, if you don't come out into the bush and if you don't put things to practice, everything's just theory, right? The rain finally stopped, and we got about 8 liters of fresh water. Not bad. Pure crystalline water. How awesome is that? That saves a lot of wood on boiling. Nice. That's beautiful. After all this rain, look at that. It's gonna be a nice sunset. I need to go and get some more wood so I can finish my kitchen. If I'm lucky, maybe I'll be able to cook outside tonight. So the idea now is that this hook here will hold the pot, like so. And then I just have to figure out the height. Trial and error, probably the only way. Okay. This is birch, it's hardwood, so it should work pretty good, or pretty well. Just want to make a little hook here, so the pot bale, the bale from the pot gets stuck here. Man, this knife is absolutely wonderful for carving. I want to make a little dent here. There's many ways of doing this. I think it's fun to explore. Everybody does their own way. Okay. Don't really need this end bit here. So I'm just gonna cut that off. Like so. Shebang. Well, there we go. Let's see if this works. So now the idea is I have the fire here. This goes like so. And I can hang my pot right here. There. Good. It works. And what I like about this is that I can just bail it like this. Bring the whole thing out. And now I'm gonna add different notches here or some other way to keep, so I can regulate it if I want it higher or lower. Well, it won't be lower than this. The other option was to make a tripod, but what I don't like about the tripod is that you walk around, it takes so much space in a circular fashion, I guess. You know, you have like this huge perimeter with legs, and like this, just a horizontal line. That's all the space it takes, so I can walk around freely in this area. I can put a whole pig here, barbecuing. I can make a rotisserie. What I'm gonna try and do is make more hooks like this natural one here. I'm gonna try and lash a couple of hooks in here. Okay. Trying to do is like I'm trying to take wood out of this place and make an angle like so it connects like that. So now because of this I can go like so, and that forms, we're supposed to form another hook. I'm gonna put a little piece here also to help with the lashing. Coming together. Okay. Let's see if that works. So now we have this option here. There's my pot. That holds. Now let's test the second level. Success. Awesome. There's a knot right there. So I stuck. Look at this. Cool. You can actually do something with this. When you find knots like this, there you go, little tripod. point trying to defeat or not. Just making some kindling. Birch bark, lifesaver. It's hard to get a fire going in these miserable conditions, but it's possible. Come on, fire. We need you to boost our morale. Don't let us down. Come on. More fire. The more fire, the merrier. It does lift the spirits up. Fire is a magical thing. It really does boost your morale. It just makes everything better. And it's a great companion. You spend enough time alone with fire, you're going to start talking to it. Life's good, folks. You know, after all this rain, this really feels good. I mean, you really learn how to appreciate the little things, like fire. I'm learning a lot here, believe it or not. Here's some raindrops. Let's get cooking. Nice stew. Tonight's menu: chicken, potatoes, and rice. Keep it simple. And here comes the rain. Hopefully my food will be done before the fire's out. Otherwise I have to cook inside the tipi. It is what it is. Should be enough. I made another hook. Chow. Nice. Hello, Moose. Want to join me for dinner? Anyone? Guess not. Now what I've got there in my bucket is my socks. My stinky socks. Boil away, socks. I have to make a drying rack inside a tipi. As it is, it's not working. I just place things close to the stove, but I need to do something above the stove, because that's where the hot air is hanging out. Yeah. Now I got my dinner over there. And my dessert. Washed socks. Okay. That doesn't make any sense. But imagine, melting snow on a bucket on that size. It's gonna be a lot easier than melting snow on a tiny pot this size. So that's why I got that one. It's about 20 liters. I got 2 of them. So if the snow comes, because by the looks of it, maybe we won't have snow this year, which is really, really weird. I mean, we're in the far north of Europe. What's going on, right? Bizarre. Boiling it. Whoa, yeah. We got bubbles. It's actually not raining. 3 weeks raining non-stop, and this is the first night that it's actually quiet. Anyway, I just had my dinner. Got the cozy lights on. And I thought that it's a good time to answer some questions. Let's see here. We have some complimentary, or some people supporting the videos, and I thank you so much for your comments. I like to say this, spending so much time here on my own also, it's kind of cool to have to read your comments. It feels like you guys are here with me sometimes. Well, you're not here, but you know what I mean. It doesn't feel as lonesome as it could. I'm just gonna go through the questions. Catherine, Crafty Mountain Gal Porter. A big Rocky Mountain howdy to you. Happy you've continued combining your love of bushcraft and your talent of painting. I've really enjoyed watching the evolution of your camp and snippets of your simplified life. Thank you for sharing so much of yourself. How much snow are you anticipating this winter? Happy nesting in the meantime. Well, Catherine, I was hoping that it would be at least ice by now. And so far it's just been gallons and gallons of water. When's the snow coming? Good question. I don't know. I'm hoping that it will come tomorrow. If there's no snow and it's just rain, this is going to be a miserable experience. I can say that much. Maybe someone out there can do a snow dance. For me. That'd be nice. Walter Kolb. Anyway, Catherine, thank you for your comment. Walter Kolb. Outstanding videos. How far is it from camp to your home, and how do you carry your equipment out there? Well, Walter, how far is it? Weather permitting, I'm gonna strap a camera to my head or my chest, and I'm gonna walk from here to the house. I'm not gonna film the whole way because I don't want people to find out, exactly how to get here. But I'll film my walk there, and then you guys will have sort of an idea of how far it is. How did I get my gear here? A lot of it I use my army bag that I showed in another video, which is probably, I don't know, about 70 liters capacity. Just taking hikes up here, and the heavier stuff, I borrow my wife's horse. Actually, I didn't bring the horse by myself. She came with me, and we just wrapped a couple of woolen blankets. We put some of the gear, and maybe I guess I'll have to make a video about this. But every month I'm getting some supplies, so I'll try and film that when the next load of potatoes and things like that comes. Basically, we wrap things in a blanket, and we make like a kind of like a tortilla, and I tie both ends and another in between, like kind of in the middle, so it becomes like two saddle bags, and then we put that on top of the horse, and then we just come with the horse, and then that's it. That's how I do it. The tipi itself, I brought it on my bag, and most of my clothes, yeah. And then food, I mean, if it's small items, I'll just bring a backpack and bring it myself. But if it's a couple of bags of potatoes and things like that, then if I'm feeling lazy, we use the horse. But basically, this is a gradual thing, like within the first 3 days on the first video, that's what I did. The first 3 days is just hiking up here and bringing stuff. So the first thing I did is like I put up the tipi, and then are you serious? Oh man, guess what? It's raining again. Thank you for your question, Walter. Steve Riley, what size is the tentipi? Is it a 7? Yeah, it's a Safir 7. And he also commented again, you should build a raised bed platform for you and your dog. It will keep you warmer. Very true. But, well, given that we don't even have snow right now, I'm not too worried about it. If it gets really cold, I will build a raised bed. Right now I have about, I'd say, 12 centimeters, actually no, more like 20 centimeters air mattress here under a thick tarp, and then also below my bed there's one of those closed cell foam mattresses. Not a cell phone, I'm losing it, man. Anyway, then I have a wool blanket on top of that, and then I have a couple of like sheep skins. Not cheap, sheep, no, man. Then I have a couple of reindeer skins on top of that. So I haven't felt chilly at all. Actually, the opposite. I've been pretty hot. But once the snow sets in, it might be a good idea. So thanks for the advice, Steve. And thanks for commenting. So another comment by Victor Castle. Rick, how will you keep water from freezing in the winter? Are you going to thaw it as you need it? Love this tippy idea, but can't imagine doing it in your cold winters. Can't wait till the next video. How am I going to keep the water from freezing? Oh, good question. I've only had a couple of nights that it was below 0. And when that happened, I had always I have this vacuum bottle here, 2 liters, and that goes inside my sleeping bag. Once the snow comes, I'm not too worried about the water freezing at all, because I'll just melt snow. And I'm a half an hour away from a lake. I'm 50 meters from a creek. The creek might become rock solid, but again, like I said, if it goes really below 0, instead of raining, we're gonna have snow. So I'll just melt snow. Meanwhile, I'm open to suggestions, guys. So gotta put a piece of wood in the fire. All right. Okay. Gary Brown. Brilliant. I'm thinking of getting one of those tents. Can you recommend it? And the stove. I know they're not cheap, but it looks like it would last a lifetime. Cheers. Brilliant movies. Enjoying them. Enjoying them all. Thanks for sharing. Sorry, I'm reading like a little slow today. Gary, yeah, I can definitely recommend it. As you can hear, it's like freaking pouring down, and it has been doing so for 3 weeks in a row, as I probably said a million times in this episode. And I'm bone dry, not a driplet. We have gale force winds also at this time of the year, and as you can see, it's very windy outside and the walls are not even moving. I have all my storm cords leashed up. So yeah, you know, it's only been a month and a half now. It's already November now. But yeah, so far I totally recommend it. I mean, this thing is amazing. I have nothing bad to say about it so far. The stove, nothing bad to say about it. It's doing what it's supposed to do. No more, no less. Gives a lot of heat. I would say that the stove is a little too big for this size of Tipi, because this is the number 7. But, you know, is it too big? Maybe. You know, I think when the snow comes, maybe it'll be perfect. Right now, it's sometimes a little overkill if I put too much wood in. But if I put like 2 or 3 logs, it's just perfect. Right now it's 25 degrees Celsius here, and outside is 5 degrees and a lot of rain. So yeah, so far I can say go for it, man. You won't regret it. And will it last a lifetime? I don't know, man, but by the end of 6 months in this Tipi, I'll be able to tell you if it lasted 6 months in one piece. Thank you for all the comments, guys. I really do appreciate it. I have been painting, but here's the problem. I haven't been painting during the daylight time because I usually put my waterproofs on and I go and do some work outside. And by the time it gets dark, this is what I have light-wise. I have these 3 lamps. I have a through night TH10, if I'm not wrong. This one. And then I have the through night, what is it called? TN12. And all of these are amazing flashlights. But I need to figure out a way, because usually when I'm painting here at night and when I've been filming for the past 3 or so weeks, I usually put them like this. I tried to put the lamp on my head and point it to my easel, but because of the oil, whether I use oil or acrylic, what happens is that all you see is glare. So I have to come up with a solution. Maybe hang a lamp up there somehow. And I have to find, basically it's no trial and error. I have to try different angles with the camera and the light and see what works. But I promise you guys there'll be some painting videos. But what I'm not gonna do is put things out there that I'm not happy about. You know, my idea was like during the day, if I'm not chopping wood and doing all the other chores that you have to do, everything here takes so long, you know. Everything from like going to the toilet to cooking a meal, and I'm not complaining, I'm loving it, don't get me wrong. But the time for painting is it's extremely limited during daylight time because I need to really seriously do other chores outside. But you know, when it hasn't been raining, like, you know, in the other episode, I went out and I painted a pine tree or whatever. And that's the plan, you know, sometimes go outside and paint something in nature. And when I'm inside here, I want to paint, you know, some things from my head, some things from things that are laying around here. I mean, we'll see. The paintings that I did this week, you know, it was one from a kuksa. I also painted my axe. But when I went to look at the video, it just didn't work, so I'm gonna have to do that again. So just wanted to put that out there. Anyway, guys, it's time for me to go to bed. I'm tired, and I'll see you in the morning. Good night.